This is my $20,000 content creation, design, and gaming office setup. It's taken me 8 years to get here, but I finally have a solid desk setup that I love to work in every day. Let's start with the desk space first on my workstation. Now under the hood, I do have a Focusrite, which is a preamp that powers my amazing mic, which is a Shure SM7B. It is pretty overpriced, but it's hard to fault the mic. The quality is great and it makes my voice sound crisp. Now it is strapped to a Rode PSA-1 boom arm. I've had this arm for a while now. It's pretty sturdy. It clamps right onto my desk and I'm able to move around my mic in any direction, and it allows me to adjust the mic as well if I want to move it up and down. I did also add a Dynamite preamp to the Focusrite just to add a bit more gain. It just gives a bit more power to the mic. Now next to my amp, I've got the Desky programmable buttons. It allows me to program my stand-up desk to any height. It can go up to 125 centimeters and go as low as 60 centimeters, which is really cool. It can also hold up to 140 kilograms, which can fit basically all my gear and my monitors, my PC, all on my desk without any issues. It is stable as well. When I shake it, there's not really any movement. It's a dual motor stand-up desk, so it moves very fast. Within, I'd say, like, 7 to 15 seconds, it will move the desk from going full height to the lowest. And I did get the 2-meter version, so it's pretty long, but it gives me a lot of space if I want to do some sketches on the other side or mount things onto my desk. Now if I do want to kick back and I'm bored of standing, what I will do, I'll sit down in my comfy Secret Lab Titan 2020 chair. Now this thing has the best lumbar support and it's mega comfortable. The arms are adjustable, so I can move it to the left, the right. I can move it up and down, which is really cool. A lot of the parts are made out of solid steel and foam for the base, and it does come with a pillow as well, but I rarely use it. For crisp music and sound, I'm rocking the A2 Plus engines. They are compact PC speakers that plug straight in my PC with USB. The sound is really great. The bass, the mids, and the highs are all balanced pretty well. It's not too bassy like a subwoofer. If I'm listening to Spotify, listening to some lo-fi beats or some house music, it's a dream. And if I want to game or watch a movie, it does the job. Now let's move on to the lights. The first light I have to the left is the Mura 660 RGB. It's fully adjustable. I do use it as a key light to add that extra depth and dimension to my videos. I use it because it has a lot of color and it's very saturated, so I can add some nice oranges or blues to my face. It's mounted with a newer stand on my desk. It also has a regular mode with warm and cool tones, but I'm pretty surprised how bright this light goes. It's pretty strong, and I can use it with or without batteries, and I can just plug it into the wall. Now next we have the BenQ WIT lamp. It's perfect for when I'm reading a book, doing a late night sketch, or just trying to get extra light into the room. It works with a touch of the fingers, and it just gives both warm and cool lights. I can hold the button down and it will auto adjust to the room, which is cool. It's also very flexible. I can move it around and bend it a little bit. And I just like the design. It's very minimal, very sleek, very modern. Now on the other side, I do have the Amaron 100D. It's a portable 100-watt lightweight mono light. It's easy to move around the office. It's small, it's compact, but it packs a punch. It's pretty bright. If I go to 100%, I can easily adjust it as well. It also comes with an app called Cytoslink, which I can connect to Bluetooth and adjust it, but I just typically go and use the button on the back. It makes it super easy. Now it does have 5600 Kelvin in color, and the output is pretty good for how small it is. I also got the Aperture Mini Dome to soften the light, mounted on a Photic Sauter 395 boom tripod, which is really sturdy, solid metal steel build quality. And it's also got a boom arm which I can move and mount. So if I'm doing a photo shoot at home, I can use the tripod for something else for a photo shoot. Now back onto the desk, I've got my keyboard, which is the Logitech TKL915. It's the best keyboard I've owned. It's a mechanical low profile keyboard, and it feels great for typing, and it's highly responsive for gaming. I don't have to bend my fingers and my wrist so much. I like it. It's also cool how the media keys are separate. You don't have to hold FN. I can actually press play and pause and skip without even touching any extra keys. It's also got the volume wheel, which is a nice little touch I like. When it comes to productive design, I do use the wireless MX Master 3S. It's basically my daily driver when I'm doing design work, creative work, or even editing. It's got the horizontal wheel, which makes it great for editing. It also has a nice ergonomic fit, which fits like a glove in my hand, but it is a little bit high off the ground and a little bit heavier than my other mouse I use. So my wrist does get a little tired sometimes, and if that happens, I use the Delta Hub Carpio 2.0, which helps my wrist alleviate some of the fatigue. It basically glides smoothly on my Logitech XL mouse pad. Now, when I am done with work and want to do a bit of gaming, I do switch my mouse to the G502X wireless gaming mouse. I can change the DPI on the fly. The wheel is magnetic and the tracking speed on the mouse is super fast. This one is also low profile as well. It's not too high, so it doesn't give you too much pain in your wrist. The grip is a little soft, got a different material than the MX Master 3S. Now, if I do want to do a bit of streaming, I use the Elgato Stream Deck. It's got 15 programmable keys on a touchpad. I can set triggers up, actions on every key. It makes everything so much faster. So I can load up my YouTube, my emails, my apps, ChatGPT. I can load it up all with just one button. It's got a pretty solid build quality. It's also got this little mount on the back where I can adjust the angle. So if I want to put it lower, I can do that. And I always have it right in front of me, so I can just use it on my right hand side with my right hand and just press the buttons when I want to access something. Now, right next to my Stream Deck, I've got a SimpleCom USB hub. It's just a cheap brand that I got ages ago. It's got one SD card reader and 3 USB ports. That's where I plug in my mouse and keyboard USB receivers. Now, next to that, I've got the Orbit Key Nest. It's the central hub that keeps my creative chaos in check. Got a wireless charging dock as well inbuilt into it. All I gotta do is just plug in the cable into a USB port, and I can put my Google Pixel there to let it relax and charge. Inside, I've got the Orbit Key Moleskine notebooks, which is perfect for quick sketches, to-do lists, and those random bursts of inspiration when I want to write down something really fast. It's compact, it's durable, and it's essential for my creative hustle. And the cool thing is, it's actually portable, so I can unplug it, put my things in there, and be on the go, and it ties all nicely. Now, how I organize my cables for charging my keyboards and my mouses is with these cable organizers I bought from Amazon. They stick on the desk with 3M strips on the back, and they actually lock in your cable once you slide it in. It's got this locking mechanism, and it basically saves so much desk space, and it allows me not to have the cables just hanging everywhere. Makes it super easy. You just got to give it a little bit of slack though, because you want to pull it sometimes. For the monitor arms, I actually have a Desky single mount monitor arm, which is mounted with a VESA plate. It can hold up to 10 kilos, which is perfect for my 38-inch ultra-wide display. The other arm I got on Amazon is a Vivo Extra Tall single arm. It holds my Prism Plus monitor on top of my LG monitor, and it can hold to about 8 kilos, similar to the other one. It can also be adjusted to around 39 inches, so it's pretty tall, and that's how I'm able to do this horizontal monitor setup. It's the first time I've done this setup. I've had it for around a month now, and I'd say it's pretty great. My neck doesn't get sore. A lot of people think that it does, but it's actually pretty good. Now, for my main monitor, it's one of the best purchases I've actually made. It's my first ultra wide. I used to have a dual monitor setup. It was a bit clunky, and so I decided to go for an ultra wide. But this is the 38-inch curved Quad HD Nano IPS display, LG. It's got NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. It's 3840 by 1600 pixels. It's an IPS panel. It's got 144 Hertz. It also comes with HDR, and also comes with 98% of DCI P3. It also comes with a Thunderbolt, and it has amazing colors, viewing angles. It's great for basically anything I'm doing. And it doesn't actually change the way I design things, because it's a curved monitor. People think that is it a bit weird, but it's actually not. It's actually easy to work with. The colors are crisp. It's a stunning monitor, and it's actually great for design work, editing, gaming, Photoshop manipulation. On top of the LG monitor, I've got the Prism Plus X340 Pro 100Hz gaming monitor. It's a great monitor for having Spotify, YouTube, or watching a movie while I'm working, but it does the job. It's pretty cool. It's not an IPS panel, but it still does a pretty solid job. Great to have that extra space, especially when I'm editing and I need to have the whole screen on the bottom. Now, you're probably thinking, how do I run all of these pixels? Well, it's my 5K PC. It's got an RTX 4090 and i9 13900K, 24 cores, 64 gig of RAM. It's got some NVMe drives as well, and a few other things. So I will put all the specs below. Now, mounted on my LG monitor, I actually do have this Logitech Stream Cam. It's 1080p with 60 frames per second. Great for streaming, great for video work. It's just really easy to set up, plug straight into USB. Now, when I'm not using that webcam, I am actually using my Sony a7 III. It's perfect for video work. It's also perfect for photography as well. When I help my wife with her businesses, take some photos of her products. It's just crisp. It's 4K resolution. I'm using the Tamron 24 to 70mm lens as well, at a 2.8 aperture. Compact, it's lightweight. Love the grip of the camera, and the overall feel of the Tamron allows me to zoom in and have a wider angle. Now, it is mounted on a newer flathead, which allows me to move it left and right and adjust the height and all the angles when I'm using the camera. Without anything, the camera will just be stationary, and I don't want that. I want to have that flexibility so I can adjust where the camera is going to sit. And I've actually bought these Zhuyun Transmount quick setup kits from Amazon as well, which makes it a quick release mount. Now, if I am shooting some B-roll, I'll use my Manfrotto B-Free tripod. It's a lightweight, compact tripod. It can be extended, which is pretty cool. And I also put on the quick release plate on top. It's got a flat head as well, so it's easy to screw on. Now, if I am playing a racing game or something similar to that, I do use my Series X Xbox controller. Love the feel of it. Has a nice little grip. It's very smooth. It's got a solid build quality. It's all black, the one I got, and it's just nice. I use it, you know, not all the time, but it's just nice to have. Now, when I do want to block out the world and just focus on what I'm doing, I do have the Logitech G733 Lightspeed wireless gaming headphones. They have RGB. The sound is pretty crisp. I'd say they're pretty good with the highs and the mids, and they just fit comfortably right on my head. You can use it for 29 hours on one charge, which is pretty cool. For the ambience and behind me, I've actually got these hand-lettered limited edition poster from Sean McCabe, just to add a bit of visual interest to the background. And I did add a nice lamp in the background from Kogan. Nothing special, just to add a bit of warm light in the back. I've also got these fake plants from IKEA. Now behind me, I've got the IKEA Alex drawers. I chuck in my batteries, some cards, USBs, other misc items, papers, just a bunch of stuff. The first two drawers are like organized, but the bottom half is just like just dump stuff in there. But I actually did pick up these drawer organizers from IKEA. It's got a nice felt material. It's got a nice space gray color, which is nice. It helps me organize all my stuff on those drawers. On top, I've got a popular book, the Logo Modernism book. I did put another IKEA plant on top, which is cool, just to break up the background. And the lights that are seated on the Alex drawers are the Philips Hue light set, which I can program with an app. The Philips Hue app has a whole bunch of scenes that I can choose from, customize, and it also connects to my RGB lights on the back of my desk as well. So it's all connected with wireless. I can program all the lights at the back and on my desk with the same app, which is super cool. So I've got the light strip. Now right next to it, I've actually got the IKEA Kallax 4x3, which holds all my books. I've actually color coded it to make it look cool. Now right in the middle, added a Molnart light from IKEA. It looks like a retro fancy light. It just really nice, adds a warm tone to the back when it's really dark. Now on my other wall, I actually have two black and gold posters from Ugmonk, which just complement nicely with the desk space. I do have a sort of minimal black theme, and just below that I do have an IKEA pegboard that I use to hold pencils. I used it to hold other cables as well, but I actually had to strip it back because my daughter liked playing with it and drawing all over it. And then lastly, in my background behind my shelf, I've just got a muslin cloth. It's just a simple cloth that I basically tied up with these clamps that I got. You can probably get them from any homeware store. But so that's everything in this desk workspace tour. Hope you enjoyed it. All the links will be below if you want to have a similar setup just like me. Leave a comment below on your favorite item you saw in this video. Hopefully it inspires you to be more creative, be more productive, and make results happen for you and your business.